Is this thing on? Testing? Is this thing on? Well, if it's not, what up, people? It's your boy, the host with the most. I do not brag or boast, and I'm coming to you guys live from coast to coast. It's your boy. I'm Chris the Don One. Feel free to hit the subscription button and notification bell. Share this with your friends, family, as well as your followers. Let's get this YouTube channel lit in the YouTube algorithm. Yeah. All right. So I got 5 secrets that the American public is not aware about Kroger and the Kroger Corporation. All right. So be sure, because we're going to be just like Cat Williams today. All lies will be exposed. Okay. So, and we're going to start off the video with secret number 1, numero uno. All right. Have you ever noticed when you walk into a Kroger location, it doesn't matter if you walk into a Kroger location that's in the bad and bougie ghetto section or a high profile wealthy section, it really doesn't matter where the store is located at. Every time you walk into the store, you get this bad aroma, this bad smell. Smells like out-of-date baby formula. Smells like dirty diapers laying around everywhere. Smells like a dead carcass is somewhere looming in the building. And you always ask yourself, every time I come into this establishment, this bad smell just keeps coming up into my nostrils. You're not even fully into the building, and you already exposing your nostrils to this bad, funky smell, okay? Now, I'm gonna explain to you why you smell that all the time. And that's due to one reason and one reason only. We have fans. Fans circulate the store. The fans are not there to keep you cool. The fans are mainly there to move the smell in the air around. It moves the good air and the bad air around, because in every Kroger location, they have their trash compactor connected to the store. And if you turn off those fans, and especially if you leave that door open, all that funk from the trash compactor oozes its way from the back dock, and it makes its way all the way to the front of the store. That's why managers want the employees to keep the fans circulating 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Those fans should never stop running. Now, the reason why the fans stop running is because of the night crew. The night crew turns the fans off because on the back of the dock, particularly in the fall and the winter months, it gets super cold. All right? It gets super cold, so they turn the fans off. Sometimes in the fall, maybe in the summertime, they'll still turn them off. All right? And every time you turn that fan off, all that odor is just floating around like a dust cloud. And it takes hours for the air to circulate where you don't constantly smell that funk. You don't constantly smell that aroma. So that's a secret no one even knows. Furthermore, secret number 2. Do Kroger employees wash their hands when they come back from a smoke break or from a break in general or from a lunch? I'm going to say no. I'm not saying all of them do this, but I do feel like there's a huge percentage of them that do not wash their hands. All right. First and foremost, Kroger despise any employee that stands outside and smokes cigarettes, because it sends a bad image. It sends a mixed message to a lot of customers, because a lot of customers are thinking like most customers. Oh man, there's an employee out there that's smoking a cigarette. I wonder if they're going to wash their hands. And they're probably not. Now, it could be because they bad hygiene, they just never was taught that, or the simple fact of it is they're trying to hurry up and get back to work. Because most people, when they go out there and smoke a cigarette, they're not even clocking out for their breaks. All right, they use their breaks and lunches for the meals, or don't even take them at all. But they're not clocking out for a smoke break, because if they clock out for a smoke break, they're not even going to get paid, because I have seen people literally go out there and smoke 5-6 times a day. All right. You think they're always clocking out for a break? I think not. All right. Furthermore, I've seen people use chewing tobacco, having chewing tobacco in their mouth, spitting it in an empty Pepsi bottle or an empty Coke bottle. And I've seen sometimes that content of that chewing tobacco spills into the product. You think they're going to throw that product away? No. They're just going to keep it pushing. They're going to keep it moving, because in their mindset, they're not buying it anyway. All right? No harm, no foul. It's just it may hurt whoever going to buy it health wise, but they don't really care. All they're thinking about is hurrying up with this project so they can go into the next project. So to answer your question, do employees at Kroger wash their hands? I say some do, but the majority of them don't because of reasons. All right. So we're going to go into secret number 3. Okay. Secret number 3. Do employees really go back there and look for items that you're asking for? For an example, you're shopping and you go to a shelf that has the product that you're looking for, but they're out of that product. So you find an employee and you ask them, hey, you think y'all got some more of this in the back? Now, someone, if you know, you know. I feel like a lot of customers know, don't even entertain this question because they know that they're probably going to half-ass it and just go back there, hide out or talk or take another smoke break and then come back and go, I looked all over, couldn't find it, okay? Kroger is so up to date, they have these handhelds. So if you really want to know if they have that product back there, try to find an employee that has a handheld in their hand. They can immediately look in their handheld and they can tell you whether or not they have that item on the back dock. If someone has a handheld and they say, let me go back there and look, that should just tell you they're not really looking. They're just going to go back there, take a smoke break, come back 5 minutes later and say, wow, I looked all over the place. We just don't have it. We just don't have it in stock. People, like I say, look for someone with a handheld. But if they don't have a handheld, it's a high percentage chance that they're just going to just go back there and just chill. All right? So do they go back there and look? Not really. Like I said, they will have a handheld in their hand. They will just punch in the item or the UPC, and it'll tell them whether or not they have it in the back. If they don't do that procedure and they just go straight to the back, you might as well just keep on shopping. If your time is important, keep on shopping because best believe they're not going back there to look for something. They're probably going back there to, just chill, talk to another coworker or smoke a cigarette. So that's the answer to your question. We're going to move on to the next question that you may not be aware of at your friendly neighborhood Kroger location. You ever shop and you see an employee, but you don't approach them because they just look suspect to you? They look like they don't want to be bothered. They look like, they're not a customer-friendly type of an employee. And everyone has those thoughts running in their minds, trying to figure out, well, should I ask this person or should I find someone else? All right. You ever wonder why you feel that way? A lot of Kroger employees, particularly new Kroger employees, are retreads from other locations that didn't work out. All right. You have some people that lost their job because they called out too much. So now they're working for Kroger. You have other people that are disgruntled, had issues at their other workplace. So now Kroger hires them. You have kids that are new to retail. And Kroger is notoriously known for hiring younger teenagers. Okay? They're cheap, they're not there for the long haul, and they're disposable. Okay? If they stay past the summer, that's just an extra body you can use throughout the year. But 9 times out of 10, a lot of the HR managers and managers in general, they know that they're going to be gone by the summer when school starts, and that's what they're banking on. All right. So a lot of the employees, when you walk up to them and you just got that feeling about them, they may not be friendly. They may not, they may, scare you a little bit. You may be intimidated by them. It's probably because from other previous experiences at other locations. That's a retread, all right? Someone from another location didn't work out at Target or wherever, but they're working at Kroger. So, and you got to look at it from Kroger's standpoint. Kroger is not paying so much money for to welcome new employees. All right, they're going to scrape the bottom of the barrel to get whoever they can get into their stores. And 9 times out of 10, they're looking at it as a strategy of, well, he's not going to be here that long. He's got school, or he's going into the military, or he's not going to be here that long. He's being forced to work. It's just someone that's a temporary type of employee. They're not looking at this employee long term. They're only looking at them short term. And there's probably reasons behind that. But that's one of the... Last but certainly not the least, number 5. Okay? Have this ever happened to you? You have an issue with an employee or an assistant manager or someone who's in charge, and you want to speak to the store manager, so you get them to page the store manager. They page the store manager, and it just takes them a long time to get there. If not, don't even report at all, and probably call and tell someone, hey, I'm in a meeting. Hey, I'm unloading the truck. Hey, I'm doing something busy. Unfortunately, I can't handle the problem that's going on up front or wherever. Have that ever happened to you? Well, there's reasons behind that. A lot of these store managers, they sit in their office, all right? And let me tell y'all how the office is set up, all right? They sit in the office, and they got cameras everywhere. They're monitoring the whole store while they're doing, while some store managers are doing paperwork. Other managers are just leaning and just chilling. And they see everything that's going on in the store. And they probably already peeped this argument a while ago. And they're saying to themselves, should I go up front to assist, or should I just stay in the back? And a lot of store managers do not want to go up front. It's a hassle. They don't want to deal with employees. They don't want to deal with customers with issues. They don't want to deal with disgruntled workers or disgruntled employees. So they will send either their assistant manager to handle that, or whoever's in charge of that department, they will send them out there. I have seen a 40-year-old male manager. He said he used to play hockey in Canada. Big, huge guy. But never went up front when there was something going on up front. Matter of fact, this guy would send a 60-year-old woman to handle those problems. All right? So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. 5 dirty secrets that you don't know about your friendly neighborhood Kroger location. If you guys have other things you want me to talk about, please hit it in the comment section. Comment among yourselves about some things that I didn't put in this video presentation. As always, rate, comment, subscribe, share this with a friend, family, as well as a follower. Let's get this YouTube channel lit in the YouTube algorithm. You heard me. If you want to further support the channel, hit the join membership button. Become a Don Squad member. Salute. But membership has its privileges. I'm gone. Deuces.